Welcome guys, here on Centre Stage. This is your boy Ramon G.
And I'm your girl Lenin.
Yeah man, Lenin look like she ready to get his workout on today.
We pumping today.
Yeah man, we got some information for you guys about how to get yourself fit and all kind of stuff coming. You know, we have a special guest in the house, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Give some love to the sponsors.
That's right.
Yeah man, so stay tuned, stay seated, keep it locked. Centre Stage. We'll be right back.
Centre Stage was sponsored by Yo Mama's Kitchen, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles, Frost Media Digital, Blacksmith Entertainment,
Kimeja by Jermaine Smith, Royal Roots Apparel, and Islander Swimwear Collection.
Alright guys, so welcome once again here to Centre Stage The Have, where we have a very exciting show for you, the viewer. Today, instead of focusing on the music side of things, we're going to focus on the business side. And my special guest today here is JERMAINE Henry, who is a professional bodybuilder into the whole fitness thing. You know, he'll show us if keeping a six-pack is harder than actually making one. So welcoming today here on my stage, well, on our stage, is JERMAINE Henry. So JERMAINE, thank you so much for being here on Centre Stage on the Have.
Thank you for having me on Centre Stage.
Alright, so JERMAINE, let's jump to the elephant in the room.
Okay, which is me.
Alright, JERMAINE, tell me, how did you get like this? How? Tell me how, because there's no question that I can actually formulate for me to even describe what it is that I'm seeing in front of me.
Well, I was always a skinny guy.
You were?
I was.
I would have thought that you were actually one of the biggest kids in class.
No, I was actually one of the smallest in class.
Wow.
Yes, I was the one who they look at like, oh, the one who just wanted to be big, but he just had that big mind, but I never had that body.
Okay,
so
okay.
I was that tiny one.
Okay, so I'm guessing that was part of the motivation behind you starting bodybuilding.
More like I even posted on my Instagram, but more like my brother, because he was much bigger than me. So he used to hold me and he would put his hand around me and he's like, oh my god, look, my hand can come all the way up on you. And I'm like, yeah, and he's always hitting my chest and like, you're so bony. And I'm like, all right, you know what? And I started looking in magazines at bodybuilders, and I started watching wrestling, and and I'm like, you know what?
The inspirations.
I'm gonna be big like those guys one day.
The inspirations behind it. Okay, okay. So how long have you been doing it?
All right. So seriously, I took it up about 10 years now.
10 years. Okay.
10 years.
Okay.
I've been going at it. It's a real, I say, challenging journey, especially having a family and a girlfriend at the time. She's no wife.
Big up to the wifey.
But she didn't understand the whole concept, and you have to understand that because in the Caribbean, well, in the BVI, it's not a big thing.
Yeah,
so it's you have to let her see that, hey, you know what, you can believe in me. But it was a challenge getting her to believe that, and then it comes with the finance, and I gotta go to the gym and work out, and I never had a coach, and I'm trying to understand it myself. So I think if I miss a day from the gym, I would lose out, and it's like, why you have to go to the gym? Why you can't spend some time with me? And the fight and the
so the sacrifices behind actually getting into the whole business, well, into the whole fitness business. Yeah. So family, kids, your job, which is bodybuilding, all of that.
Before it wasn't that, it was other jobs, and then I had to deal with balance that, and I said family life, and the finances and all that kind of stuff. It's a struggle, but the willpower that gets you through it. The willpower.
So motivation-wise, what was your motivation to actually continue doing all of this, seeing that you had so much things to balance throughout the life, in order to get to where you are today? What was your motivation to do that?
One of my big one was to prove to especially her that I can do it, and I can show you that it can happen. So that was one of my greatest push. And my son, after he's seen daddy, he's like, oh my daddy muscles, and so that pushes me, I'm like, okay, and he just loves the muscles, and he's always on my chest, and he's always touching my arms. And
so the little one is like, yes, daddy could do it, so daddy had to show the little one that daddy could keep going.
That is a superhero. So
that's right, that's right. Going. So aside from that motivation, family life is always a motivation, is always a big motivator behind every single one of our lives. I mean, tell me what exactly were some of your sacrifices. You mentioned that you barely had time to be there for the then girlfriend, now wifey, guys. You barely had time for that. I mean, I'm guessing that your son came at a later on part of that.
Yes.
But with the jobs, finding time, finding trainers, tell me what was some of your major sacrifices.
All right, so some of my sacrifice and challenges. So you're going, and then I had I was working with a resort. So the time off when there is slow season. So that taps into your finances right there, and you have to consume the meals. So my money is spending in food. And hey, at this point, for these few months, there is no income coming in because everything is going out. And and it's like, oh my God, but I'm still pushing on. I'm not giving up. I'm holding on tight, and
your motivation
and I'm gonna ride it through. And then they have some stress, and a lot of things lean on the wifey to handle, And a woman have emotion. She's gonna be like, oh my God, this is just too much, But as I said, that pushes me like, this is gonna pay off. Don't worry.
I mean, even though it's overwhelming seeing her reaction to it, and you're still trying to prove to her that this is something that can actually move forward.
Yes. And one of my biggest challenges is moving away. Because now I realize it could happen in the BBI. It reached to that point that, hey, nobody here understands it. And if I want to learn it, I have to go away. So getting up and leaving my family behind to travel to the States and my homeland Jamaica, going back and forth and just leaving her behind. And she's pretty good. She's sticking out. Not much woman would do that.
She's still there because she came from girlfriend to wifey, and she saw the
and she was still girlfriend at the time. She wasn't wife yet.
Well,
when I get up and I left, and she ran. I'm like, okay, then I could make her a wife.
It's a real one.
So I, my first competition, and I said, you know what, I dedicate this one for her. It was the first time now trying to do diets and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, so I've got this size, but then now it needs to, because what happened is that you're going off season, which I'm actually in right now, and you're going contest prep. So contest prep is like, off season is like you trying to add all these sides, get the weight up and everything, and then contest prep you're trying to cut the body fat now to show all the muscles that you have built up.
To show all what are you seeing here.
To build up. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And the cutting, the contest prep is really a challenging one. You cut back on your carbs, you cut back on your fat, and you have these small meals, and you still have to train hard. You have to
listen,
lift
this sounds like a lot of work.
And your blood sugar drops at times. You get moody, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I want to give up, and then I'm like, I have to prove it to her that I can do it.
The discipline behind all of this.
That's where it comes down to discipline. And I said, I'm going to make this win for her. I'm going to make this win for her.
And you did it.
And I did it.
Good. I mean, you're speaking about Jamaica. You from what I remember reading about you actually won in 2018. Yes, 2018. You won 2018. Mr. Jamaican.
Everything, the overall show.
Oh, wow. Can you tell me about that?
All right, so 2016, I just won my category. 2017, I went up in a bigger category, which you have big boys up there. They hit me. So, I get in as second. I was still grateful because this is my second year competing.
Second,
And I actually put out guys who are like 12 years in, 10 years in, 4 or 5 years, So,
see, there you go.
So I was like, all right. And then 2017, after a while, I came second. I went back to the drawing board. I'm like, 2018, I'm going to take it.
And you took it.
I'm going everything. And I took it. I remember seeing. But, to be honest, I was a little bit discouraged. I was like, oh my God, all this I put in. And my mom was like, don't give up. And she said, you see that big trophy that they have there, that guy win last year?
Another motivation.
I want that trophy in my living room. And I'm like, oh my God. And my kids, I know my daughter and my son were like, Daddy, we want to hold that trophy, we want to feel that it feels like. And I'm like, all right then, And the wife like, push, don't give up, get it all, go all out for it this time, baby, everything.
There you go.
And I said, all right, I'm gonna do it.
So you went through it, you got it. you said that it wasn't easy because you've been there since 2016, 2017, you did second place. In 2018, you finally got that big trophy. I'm guessing mommy proud.
Mommy is very, very
Mommy
proud.
is very proud.
She's boosting and then on stage, I pull her up on stage. So you have the picture with that, and that went into the newspaper. So she framed that one.
Of course. Listen, any proud mom. All proud moms, we would do this. We'll frame that picture once we see all kids up there doing the
she framed that
fitness,
picture and she's gonna keep that, you know.
Good. Well, mommy, you know, big up mama.
And I'm the only child for her.
I understand. Now I understand, mom.
So
oh
I
boy.
did all of that. So
Okay. I mean, wow. So from being the skinny kid in the class, being the smallest one where your brother was teasing you all the time, you know. Tell me, what gave you the confidence to actually go from 0 to 1,000? Because it's not 100.
I had to prove it to them and myself, especially myself, that I can do this. You know, I always want to do this, and you know, I would say, a few guys in the BV, I was like, oh, we went to competition and we never came anything, and it's not easy as you think it is, and I'm like, I'm gonna prove to you guys that I can.
Positive always trumps negative, so
you know, and then you have a few that, you know, they wasn't there as coach, but
they're watching.
They give me the inspiration, and they're like, listen, me, if you do this and you do that, you know, and
giving you the tips.
Mr. Kelvin always said, listen, me, dude, you're going to take it to the world.
Who was that, Mr. Kelvin? Mr. Kelvin Titley? That's right, Mr. Kelvin.
He always say that. He just look at me and he's like, you're skinny now, but I can tell you this. Dude, if you just put on some size, you would take it to the world.
And you've taken it.
And I've taken it.
You've taken it.
And that's one of my inspiration right there.
One of the biggest inspiration, Kevin Titley from JTV, guys. He's one of our producers. Hi, Kelvin.
So he always believed in me, you know. He always believed in me. So.
Good. I mean, you have motivators. Aside from the in-home motivators,
I love the haters too. I love them because they're gonna keep me pushing.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta prove to them that, hey, okay, you were wrong. I can do it.
That's right.
Yes.
And to the haters, hello. I mean, I want to know, Jermaine. Let's go on first name basis. Yes. Jermaine, tell me what a day in your diet actually looks like. Like, is there specific foods that you eat on certain days? Are there non-specific foods that you can't eat during, especially now off season? You say now you're actually trying to build up to then sculpt.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me a bit.
So, at first, I used to think that if you just eat a lot of calories, you know, it doesn't matter what the calorie is, you know, you would have just grown, you know. I later realized that was wrong, you know, as I said, I left to venture out in the world, to master this craft, you know. So, I realized, you know, junk food is actually bad.
It is very bad.
When I thought that, you know, I'm gonna do my muscles some good, you're not doing it any good. So I've left from that level to now. I would have a few junk. I'm not saying I'm not perfect.
We're not saying not to junk.
But
in moderate, yeah.
I've reached to the point where I let go alcohol because I'm thinking to myself, it's not just for fitness, but for me, that if I'm taking all these supplements, my liver and my kidney are already going through work.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to sacrifice something.
Yep.
About sacrifice. So I said, let me leave the alcohol. Let me not overwork my liver and my kidney. You know? So
your body's a temple.
So I leave that out. Even though you have this on the outside, there's a lot of guys that's not healthy. You know, they just look good on the outside, but inside is mess. So you're trying to look good outside and inside.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so a day with me now, it's like, let me say, no. The strategy I've learned is to my clean food. All I do is just eat more. So if I would eat, say, on a contest prep, I would eat maybe 8 ounces of chicken breast with vegetable and maybe 6 ounces of sweet potato. Now I would bump the sweet potato up to like 12 ounces or 14, and then I'll bump the chicken breast up to maybe say 10, 12.
10, 12, yeah.
So it's just eat more clean food. just to bring up the calories.
Eat more clean.
I don't put a lot of junk in because now if I have so much junk in, what happens is that when you start to contest prep, when you're coming off them, it's like a withdrawal. And it's hard. So if I continue eating clean, when it's time to cut back, all I'll do is just cut back on the serving size. And I wouldn't miss junk food.
And you wouldn't miss the junk food. You wouldn't miss the oil, the MSG, and all of that stuff.
So it'd be good. And thank God for air fryer.
Hey,
it's
listen,
good cooking too.
Yes, exactly. I'm getting one, so.
Trust me, I highly recommend it. So.
Okay, so you eat clean, especially during off season. You just top your portions. Okay. So diet, your regime, which is a normal day in the gym, let's say. On off season, because on season.
Even on season, you're still working out hard.
Ooh.
Yes.
Are you working out the same?
You're working out with even more intensity in season because now you up your cardio, so you have more cardio. You're actually cutting back on your calories, but you still have to keep the weight up. So you have all these massive weights still moving to keep the muscle dense at all time, because when you go on stage, you need to have dense looking muscles. You don't need to look flat.
You can't be floppy.
Good, and flat. So you need to have dense muscles when you step on stage, and the only way to get that is still continue lifting heavy. So it's even more challenging because now here you cut back from all your calories and you still have to be lifting heavy, and then you're up in your cardio and life is going still. You have family, you have work, and all that's still going. You have to deal with that. So it's even more challenging then.
But you are a pro bodybuilder. Tell me how the process was to get the pro card into play.
Okay, so basically, I mean, it's the same, you're working and everything like that. But with amateur versus pro, it's amateur, you basically they're looking for a frame that could evolve into a pro. So they're looking for a frame. So it doesn't have to have the same high level of condition. When I mean condition, that lean, hard look. So, because they're just looking for that frame. Like, can he become a pro? Can he represent the sport, in a professional
manner? So
he needs to have that frame. Now, when you get that frame, it's like, okay, we can dice this out. So give it a few years, give it 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It can work, and take it to even the extreme top. So that's all you need. You need that frame. Now when I say frame, you need a balanced physique. Your shoulders can't be here, and then your arms are over here, and your chest here, and then your waist is here, and your legs are here. So, and that also, we're talking about legs, but then you have different categories. So you have the guys who wear shorts. Those are main physique. What they're looking for is the shoulder, and they're looking for your back, and they're looking for smaller waists relative to your latimus doris, how it comes out and how small your waist is, and how nice your calf looking. So, and how you pose, how you flex it. So they call like beach boys.
Beach boy.
These are when you look at the beach and like, I can get there. It's a little easier than this level. I can get there. And then now you move into your classic physique. Now your classic physique is where you wear little shorter shorts, but it doesn't have to show off your glutes. And so it doesn't have to have a rip looking or anything like that. So, but you're still looking for aesthetic physique, like, okay, you have to look like them golden era, like Arnold.
Yes,
so you have to look like that. They're looking for that nice balanced physique also still. And then you have the bodybuilders, where they're looking for this big monster. And it's supposed to have these dense muscles, but still have an aesthetic look. And he's in a trunks, which they call, brief. It's
Speedos.
It's not Speedos. It's posing trunks. Give them the respect.
Put some respect on their names.
But that one cut a little bit smaller to show off the glutes because, the hamstring, most shoes are winning from the back. Because the back, you can't see the back. So it's really a hard place to build. But you can't see around there. So you're trying, so most shoes are winning from the back. When you come over that impressive looking back, they're like, wow. So that really gives you the big points.
So when you're there flexing, they're like, oh my God, what is that?
So that's what you're looking for. So with the pro life, you're trying to get more leaner, more veins coming out. It gets even more harder because now you are a pro and you got to represent the sports at a high level. You know, everybody eyes on you.
Yeah.
So you got to really represent.
Okay. I mean, well, this question, I mean, it's a bit controversial, but I do have to ask it because, you know, I know some of the viewers are going to question it, and it's something that I'd like to get clarification on as well. When you say you eat clean to obviously get to where you are, do you eat healthier as in natural foods, or have you gone into maybe dabble a bit into the steroids part? No, we have to ask because, you know, people see big muscle and they're like, yeah, he has steroids, and it's like, you can actually get hair without the steroids.
Okay, all right. So you have a certain level that I'll be honest with the viewers that you know it's gonna require to use some form of
steroids.
Enhancers,
not steroids, guys. Enhancers. Okay. So he hasn't used steroids. He uses enhancers. Okay.
So you have because what happened is that you see people see steroids and they're like, you know, we're trying.
Oh my God, the devil.
Yes. and if I take it, I look like this, and it's not that. It's something that enhances what you have. So if you don't have something,
you can't get.
You're gonna enhance it. You have to already have something for it to be enhanced. Okay. So you have to work your way there. Be natural, everything, put in the work, make sure you have everything already set. So when you're ready and you say, okay, I'm moving to that level now, then there's something to just enhance.
Okay,
you know?
okay. So not steroids,
so don't just jump and start, I'm going to start steroids and then hurt yourself.
Because you will mash up yourself, guys.
Yes.
If you go ahead and just do steroids, you will mash up yourself. There's nothing there. Just don't go to it. Oh my gosh.
What if your device was a gateway to listen to so much music on D-Music that dancing becomes your new workout? To stream so much live sports on SportsMax that your adrenaline will rush? To watch so many movies on Play Go that you'll talk in famous dialogue? To video chat on BIP with your BFF? BIP, D-Music, SportsMax, Play Go, Loop, Go Loud, and Billow. All the digital experiences plus extra data to enjoy the things you love. Introducing the new Digicel Prime Bundle. Get 55 gigabytes with a 7-day bundle. So much data, so much fun. Buy in the My Digicel app today.
Center Stage was sponsored by Yo Mama's Kitchen, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles, Frost Media Digital, Blacksmith Entertainment,
Kimeja by Jermaine Smith, Royal Roots Apparel, and Islander Swimwear Collection.
To you, or you know, to wifey. Let's bring it back up into the family style. To wifey. Yeah. Which part would you say is the best part of your body, or the weakest as well?
Okay, so my best part is my arms, and I have to be careful how I.
You know what?
I have to be careful how I train them, you know, because they will overshadow other body parts. So I have to be careful. I might do it because we all gonna born genetically blessed with something. You know, Mr. Titley, I think he had born with legs. You know, he's all washed up now. I'm gonna give him his respect. You know, he's an old school. I'm gonna give him his respect.
Old school. It's okay. Don't worry.
He's one of them retired horse, so you know it's okay. But so my legs was my challenge.
Okay.
And I remember being in the gym, and I'm afraid to do legs. I mean, most guys in total is afraid to do legs.
Yeah. They always skipping the leg
upper
days.
body.
Yeah.
And he brought me to the squat rack, and he said, "You need to squat, and if you want to grow everywhere else, you need to squat." And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, that sounds like Kelvin.
He loves his legs, you know?
Exactly.
And he said, you need to squat, so you're gonna squat. And he puts the weight on, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to kill me.
Oh my gosh.
But he did kill me.
You know, they're trembling, trying to break it back up, and Kelvin saying, go, do it.
And this is my time, I'm just started squatting, and he's like, lower, and he's like 20 reps, and I'm like,
oh God.
And I never showed up to the gym for about 2 weeks.
So you skipped leg day for a whole 2 weeks.
He matched me up. And now I get to love it. You know, it's more challenging. You know, other body parts. So the part that I really like to work is my back and my legs. They're more challenging. The other parts are just boring. But I still have to do it.
Yeah, you still have to do it.
I still have to do it. Now, another weak part of me is my calf. I'm working on that. It's
part of the legs.
And my forearm, I think it should be bigger. You know, people, it's relatively good, but I think
it's relatively. I mean, come on, to the naked eye, it's relatively perfect.
But you know, so you don't want to be posing on stage and your arms like this, and then this is like this. You know, I always want to have a balance.
You want to have the proportions balanced.
You want to balance. They don't have to measure the same size, but it needs to not like 4 or 5 inches away from this one.
Yeah.
So if it's like 2, then you wouldn't see.
It's not like my arm and then your big arm right here. Exactly.
And then it's how you pose and hide your flaws. That's the next thing. So you might not be blessed with something, and the next guy beside you is blessed with it, so he's gonna show off his strong point.
Yep.
So you have to turn in a certain position with the same pose, but you turn in a certain position so you hide. Like for example, I remember competing with a guy, he got big quads. Now I'm straight, he doesn't. So what I'll do when he poses like front double bicep, he'll put his leg like this to show off his massive quads, and then he poses. And then me now, I would have to spread my legs and bring out my hamstring. So now the inner thighs of mine, so then I look like I have bigger legs than him, and that's how you have to pose to. Because if I match up with him, he will kill me.
He
will eat.
I mean, in leg, so he skipped 2 weeks, y'all. I mean, come on.
So, you know, you just find your weak points and you work on them. And as I said, it all comes down to the posing. And if somebody gonna be more, you know, genetically blessed than you in certain areas.
Exactly, as life is.
That's life.
Exactly, yeah.
So you just try to pose to match that, you know, to outdo it. You don't try to stick up with that guy. That guy got bigger arms than you. You're gonna go beside him and you're gonna try to stay away from him and pose so everybody looking at you. You know, if you go next to anybody like, oh my god, he's bigger. You don't want to do that. You don't.
Oh boy.
You don't want to do that.
But out of curiosity, because I did ask the question when we started.
Yeah.
Is it easier to keep a six-pack or is it easier to get it?
Okay, it's easier to keep it if you're not trying to add size like me. I don't have one I don't have a six-pack right now.
Oh boy, wow, a bodybuilder
so don't look for
that doesn't have a six. Listen, wow, you know what? Hold on, because I was feeling a start that way, but you know, my 1-pack.
We can't feel anyway because we're eating lots of food. Lots of food. I'm eating like 7-8 meals.
Yes.
That's a lot of food.
That's way more than the regular that we eat. Yeah.
And some guys will reach 3 meals and be like, well, I can't do this. I really can't. So a lot of guys try to turn to supplements to help them, which supplements does not fix the situation. It helps the situation. So you guys go in and be like, which protein you're drinking? Chicken breast, beef, fish.
Regular foods. Regular foods.
Regular food. That's the protein, you know. And you just use the supplements to just, you know, and just help with it.
It's like you say, enhance. Enhance what's there.
It's a, you know, you can't fix the situation with it. You can't be like, you know what, I'm gonna stop eating. I'm gonna drink lots of protein shake, and I'm gonna take creatine, and I'm gonna No. You need to already have food for it to work with it. Yes. That's why God gave us food. He never gave us supplements. He gave us food.
I mean, he gave us, you know, he gave us the food so we can make it into the supplements.
I don't know why people don't like to eat. If you eat to lose weight, you eat to gain weight. You just flip it. I don't know why people don't like to eat.
Okay, so Jermaine, we've touched the bodybuilding, we touched the family, we've touched a few in-depth, you know, details that you've given us thus far, how you got to where you are. But now tell me, what is Alpha? Because I see you have a big billboard. A big billboard right there in front of you. Tell me what Alpha is.
So Alpha is a mobile fitness company, you know, run by me and my wife. Yeah, so we train you by home. We train in the studio if that's where you want to be, you know, at the gym, you know. So we basically move around. Okay. You know? We mobile. So we're not a gym, but we are. So you have the trainer who just any gym that you are, I will come there and train you. If you're at home, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's the
so
service. I provide.
Alpha Fitness, basically.
Yes, Alpha Fitness.
There you go. Okay, so tell me to our viewers, what can make them choose you, let's say, over anyone else who's out there?
Okay, so for me, I love results. I'm a big fan of results. While others just want to train you and be like, show you exercising and show you some fancy exercises, I'm showing you what's gonna get you there. Even if you're like, Jermaine, this is ridiculous. Some of my female clients will be like, Jermaine, I'm not a man.
Listen. I mean, as a woman myself, some of the exercises that I've seen have been put through, it'll make me quit because,
But I know what it takes to build that body that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's sacrifice. You have heard what I've been through getting there.
Yes.
And that's the same mindset you have to have. I know not all of us build like that, but even if I can help you get half that mindset, that would be wonderful.
I mean, you can only do so much. We have to find our own motivators to actually make it to where we want to get with your help.
I know other trainers might not push you like that. They will probably like, you come, if you don't come, I'm pushing you like, okay, remember you have already set a goal. You come to me for a reason. This was the goal. Why you quitting? Don't quit. So I'm here pushing you to that goal that you wanted, and I know life challenges.
Yes.
I live it every day.
Yes, exactly.
I live it. Other trainers might not live it. They just talk about it. They only see it in the book, and they be like, oh yeah, and they'll be like, okay, if you eat this or don't eat that. No, I'm giving you
life experience.
I'm giving you life experience,
yes.
and I'm not sure about how other trainers do it, but I am giving you the formula. Here it is. This is the road we gotta walk. This is how you gotta eat. This is how you're gonna train, and this is how you're gonna live. And I'm holding you accountable. A lot of my clients can't take it. They're like, Jermaine, I'll give you the eye emoji. I don't see you. I'm like, give me the eye emoji. Like, I'm looking.
Oh,
what you
boy.
doing?
I mean, I even scared to ask the next question because it's more personal on this side. Because Jermaine, you've seen me standing up. People will see me, oh my gosh, she looks so good. But listen, guys, this is not easy to maintain. I eat a lot. I do necessary stuff, exercising. But can you give me, like me, for example, some tips on how I can gain a bit more weight? I do eat proper. I try to.
Eating properly. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They say, oh, I eat healthy. Yes, like for example, let me give you an example. Oh, I eat and I drink smoothie. And I'm like, yeah, I drink fruit smoothie. Yes, but fruit smoothie is a cup of sugar.
Yes, exactly.
Fruit
Depending
is healthy.
on what you have it with
Fruits are healthy. But you put in 4 and 5 and they're coming at different sugar content. And that is a cup of sugar. You're drinking down.
It's like drinking cool.
Exactly. So eating healthy is one, and I don't disagree that a lot of people try to eat healthy and everything, but it's the way you structure it and the proportion that you have in it and the timing.
Because he went straight into 8 ounces this, 10 ounces.
So I'm giving you the science.
16 ounces of that.
You come to me, you get the science.
You know me, well, people like me will just go to the pot and be like, all right, 2 scoops of this, a piece of chicken, some salad, make it, balance it with the greens and the beans and this and that. So,
and a few things I see in you, as you said, if I'm looking at you, I look at you and I'm like, okay, she could do it a little bit more butt. She could do a little bit more legs. She could, there's some
that's a little bit more legs, guys.
There's a few little things that could bring you up and give you that hump.
Kelvin was giving me a little insight on doing some squats so I could actually get him back up. Because I trying, guys, and Kelvin was helping me, telling me how to squat properly,
Very important. And also with that, a lot of people when they go in the gym, they focus on moving the weights and they're hurting themselves because the joint can hold the weight, right? So for example, if you're doing a shoulder press,
tips, guys.
Just some little tips. You're doing a shoulder press, a lot of guys tends to come back with their hands like this, or if they're doing a bench, they comes back with their hand like this, right? Now, I might correct you and you'll be like, no, but I was doing it for years like this. Yeah, and that's why you end up with shoulder problems. And that's why you end up with all different kind of problems and elbow problems, because what happens is that when your joints break down, it doesn't come back. Unless you're going to take some form of supplement like calcium or whatever. Yeah. But when your muscle breaks down and it recovers, it comes back bigger and stronger. Yeah. So I always try, I know it's harder, but I always try to keep the weight on the muscle. That's the target.
Instead of the
breaking
joints.
it down.
Yeah.
Bringing it back, and then you're going to find yourself doing better.
Oh Lord, this is why my knees them clicking.
A lot of people squat wrong. They're squatting and they're in their knees, and I'm like, no, stay in the muscle. Stay in the muscle.
Stay down, feel the burn.
But it's also how we grow up, and it's how we live. You know, if we're picking up something, we always tend to just use, you know, our joints to move it, you know.
Okay. Okay, I mean, just a little tip. The eating properly going good. I mean, I've cut back from the junk food quite a lot.
Which is good.
It has been crazy. But I've cut back from that as well. But I mean, hearing from what you're saying, you know, from what you've seen, I could put on a bit more legs, guys. I'm going to work on that and actually work properly on the muscle tones and all of that. Yes. So eating properly, I mean, is it necessary to take supplements?
Yes, because as I said, it helps with the situation. It helps with, but you first have to always start with the nutrition. Once that is the base and you get that down, you know, you can do for months, and then you reach that plateau and you'll be like, okay, what can I do to just tap in a little more? That's where the supplements comes in and help with the situation.
Okay. So let's jump it back to Alpha. Jumping back to Alpha, can you tell me, like, is there a clothing brand? Is there anything that you're like trying to set for Alpha itself during the year, especially now with this pandemic? Tell me something.
That's a challenge. That's a challenge because I was supposed to be competing. Today's the 7th?
Today's the 7th.
I was supposed to be competing today in Costa Rica, and that got thrown to the door because of the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
So, you know, that in itself is a challenge, you know, but I'm still smiling, I'm still going strong because as soon as the borders are open and they're like, hey, you can move at this way.
You're going straight.
Heading straight into Ohio, March. So
back into the professional.
So then I would start contest prep.
Okay.
I start to diet by then and get it down and get the 6-pack back. But now,
and using the big billboard to, you know, keep the name brand out there. So, like, is there any, like, are you on social media? Any of the platforms that our followers can follow you on?
Actually, on Instagram. You can follow me at Instagram at THA_dark_alpha. See?
Alright, guys, so that's THA_dark_alpha. For any of you that have any questions whatsoever, I mean, they can hit you up, DM you, they can ask the questions. I mean, if you need a personal trainer, if you're thinking about it, shoot him your questions, shoot him your concerns. Jermaine will be glad to answer.
I'm right here.
So Jermaine, I mean, I've seen the results, I've seen the reviews, I've personally witnessed what it is, the passion that you have behind your brand. Is there anything you would like to tell our viewers and to why they should choose you and Alpha?
It's Jermaine here, Alpha Fitness, you know. We're all about goals. We're always about goals. Yes, so you need to come and see me if you want results, you know, if you want to lose weight, gain weight, need 2 inches more of these, you know, anything you want, you know, get, you know, ladies like this. So guys, if you want to do this, you just need to come and see me, you know, results guaranteed. I give you the formula and we gonna get results. You know, Alpha Fitness chasing results. That's what Alpha Fitness is. You know, it's all about sacrifice, not excuses. We make sacrifice, not excuses.
Guys, so there you have it from Jermaine Henry himself, the pro bodybuilder here on Centre Stage The Half. He said we make sacrifices, not excuses. So Jermaine, thank you so much for being here on Center Stage. Right now, guys, stay tuned. We're going directly into Center Stage Top 10. But first, I want to give some love and shout out to our sponsors who, you know, keep us here locked and loaded. Stay tuned.
At Jahphix Integrated Multimedia Solutions, we offer state-of-the-art in-house digital printing for all projects where fast turnaround and high quality is important. We will design, manufacture, and install the perfect sign, from full-color banners to electrical lighted signs and everything in between, including vehicle and window graphics. We also design and print funeral booklets, business cards, full-color posters and flyers, menus, brochures, catalogs, folders, and office stationery. We also offer black and white and full color copying and binding of documents and much more. Inquire about advertising on our billboards that have been strategically placed around Road Town to guarantee maximum exposure for our customers' businesses. Visit our office at Skelton Bay Lot, Fish Bay, Tortola. Telephone 284-340-1995 or email mail@jahphix.net for more information.
Center Stage was sponsored by Yo Mama's Kitchen, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles, Frost Media Digital, Blacksmith Entertainment,
Kimeja by Jermaine Smith, Royal Roots Apparel, and Islander Swimwear Collection.
Alright guys, so that was the half here on Center Stage with Jermaine Henry, guys. You know, giving us a little tidbits and, you know, meal plans. Ramon, oh my God, listen, guys, contact him. He'll let you know what you need to do. I mean, I'll be contacting him because, you know, the legs look great, but I want them to look a bit greater, and I'm gonna make Ramon do it too.
Yeah, man, we're gonna hit this thing just now. Man.
Just hit him up. Remember, he's on Instagram, or you can give him a call. We're gonna put his phone number right down here for you guys so you can have his contact. But right now, we're gonna go directly into our, well, my favorite segment, our Center Stage Top 10. We're gonna see who your number one pick for this week was, so stay tuned.
I want you to take time in me, slow grind in me, never get your pussy away. Yeah, you've been just FaceTime in me, boy, finally you gon' get to put me in my place. So when you ram it up inside me, I need you to hit the ceiling. Break my walls, make sure my legs ain't got no feeling. I know you love when
focus on getting this cake up. We could have been a same clock, not the same cut. Same old hustle boys, new walk. Run up them bands till your hands off. Yeah. And all my nigga them mash walk. And the beam bout money from canvas. Smokes, you done kill up the beat. Well, now it just coughing and flowers. Like the tin tower I devour. Wash it go down like a boa.
la 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 la. Chopper singing it go la 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 la. My chopper singing it go la 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 la. My chopper singing it go la 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 la. He try to run but he ain't make it that far. He try to run but he ain't make it that far. Chopper.
Way up to the sky, and I'm living my best life. No one can stop my shine. Energy way up to the sky.
I am that I am. Jesus Christ said that I am that I am. I am not my history, not imagination or memories, not my talents or my abilities. I was here long before they came to
Sweet, sweet, sweet Antigua. I know we will know what a place. Father, send on your blessing. Don't do everybody in beautiful Wallale. You want.
Walk with a stick, make it get back low. When they talk to the done, better fix that tone. She a touch, she a skip. Big dog, she a hoe. You a rat, you a mouse. To the hair, little hoe. Don't ask for the move, dog. You ain't got no. I go strut, drip, dash when I see 5-0. Hey, who you know drip like me? Hey, get what you need like me. Hey, pull up on the scene, white tee. Hey, brand new kick, Nike. Hey.
Everybody drunk, all over the place. We're singing the band up, and so don't go run, tell your man what happened. Everybody drunk, all over the place. We're singing the band up, and so don't go run, tell your man what happened. Act normal, cock up for me.
Time to get physical. Do what me say, I say general. Speak in tongues to your flower gal. Snatch your soul like a criminal. Vibrate in some subliminally. Don't be afraid, baby, dale papi. Melt your tongue like a piece of jewelry. Make your ball out, give it to me.
The rest you can't put behind you. So I'ma grab this tech and spray this shit till it blind you. Ain't no pasta on your plate, they turned your shit to lasagna. Astaghfirullah, Lord God, my thoughts. Recalculate my vibe and then describe my walk. Pray for guidance makes a lot, we point it to the east. Stick your middle fingers up and point them to the beast.
Yeah, let me take you to the... Yes, I man, your boy Ramon G. Listen, that top 10 was crazy. Big up to the #1 spot, alright? Love it all the time. Y'all keep voting, commenting. Love it, like it, share it. You don't know where to do it. Centre Stage Community, Facebook, Instagram, the whole name, man. Just get it done. I know some people probably wondering right now, this man just changed it. Listen, I left you. We should show them what going on. Alright, we will show them. We will show them. Yeah, man, we here. We just want to say much love and respect to the sponsors. We want to love our young man, loving the whole vibe, all the energy from the fans, friends, the whole nine. We just here, right? This is how we do Centre Stage Live, okay? So when you want to come to as an artist and get your things done properly, check out Centre Stage, Jahphix, JTV, you don't know, man. Hit us up, centerstage@gmail.com, centerstagevi@gmail.com, all right? We gonna see you. Yeah, let me take you to the climax. Come, girl, give me some. Just tell me how you want it, baby. Consider it done. Girl, let me take you to the climax. Come, girl, give me some. Just tell me how you need it, baby. Consider it done. Yes, I man, you don't know. Love, we out.